We're so glad we have a full house here today. This is very, very exciting. Thank you everybody for being here. I just want to do a big shout out and a thank you to everyone who has attended. We have Representative Mike Schra, we have the mayor that is here, we have a distinguished group of panelists, we have high school students. Raise your hand if you're from a high school and you're here. Thank you for coming. We have Appleton, Neenah, and Oshkosh represented here today. We have family and friends of our contestants. And we also have this amazing peer support from the students of the great UW Oshkosh. So thank you everybody for being here today. So empower and transform. That is the key for any individual or organization, is to create that entrepreneurial spirit inside. This is the key to prosperity. Every student here has the potential to create something amazing. What we have done at the Alta Resources Center for Entrepreneur and Innovation is provide students the skills, the knowledge, the capabilities, and the attitudes of an entrepreneur. And it's with these skills and attitudes that they are able to go out and explore their own ideas. Some of these ideas work and some of them don't. But we lay down the foundation for the students to go out and learn, to fail, to come back, and then develop those that they really feel have some merit. Our students are second to none. There were close to 40 applications for this contest today. I want to tell you we selected 10 finalists and it was very difficult. These 10 finalists found out 13 days ago that they would be presenting here. 13 days to gather their information, to put together a PowerPoint presentation, and have the courage to stand up here in front of you. So before we do anything else, I would love our contestants to stand up, and I want a big round of applause for what they've done. So we have an agenda today. We're going to keep this moving as quick as we can. We have 10 contestants that are so excited to present. 2 requests. I have absolutely 2 requests for you. First one, everybody please silence your phones. It is hard enough to get up here and present, and it's distracting if your phone goes off. So please just take a second and do that for me. And the second request I have for you is every single one of these students has worked very difficult to put their presentation together. So when they are done, I want a wild round of applause after every presenter. Okay?
Ready for me? Mm-hmm. All right, so I just want to have everybody kind of look around the room right now. This is the first time we had a standing room only event. If we can get a round of applause for that, because we have a lot of people here right now. The chancellor actually couldn't make it, but that's probably a good thing, because this would probably be a violation of the fire code, so we probably lucked out that way. My name is Jordan Rhodes. I'm the director of the Alta Resources Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. That was Colleen Merrill, the executive director. I'm here to just very quickly tell you about what we do for students and then help give you a little bit of a perspective for how far we've come in the last couple of years. So first, what we do for students is we help give them the resources they need to start businesses. That comes in consulting hours, that comes in mentorship, that comes in office space, and even funding for their businesses. So we're really just here to help represent the student entrepreneurs. And anybody in this room that's a UW Oshkosh student, sorry guys, can be a student entrepreneur that can come talk to us and take advantage of these resources. So I strongly encourage you to do so, because these resources were not here just a few short years ago. So back when I was an undergrad just a few years ago, there was literally nothing here on campus for student entrepreneurs. This wasn't all here before. So we didn't have any structured programs, there wasn't an entrepreneurship major, and there certainly wasn't any funding for student entrepreneurs either. In fact, John Moraski, if you remember, my junior year when we started the Student Entrepreneurship Club, we had our first business plan contest, and the grand prize that night was $250 that I had to call and beg my mom to donate to the club so we could have something, because I didn't have the money myself. And then Craig, if you remember, the very next year, you came to that pitch contest event, and that night we were so excited because we spent all year scrounging up $1,000 for the winner of that contest. Now fast forward to tonight, we're giving away $35,000 in cash and in-kind prizes to student entrepreneurs. That's crazy. And in the last year, we were actually named the Emerging Entrepreneurship Center in the entire world. So there is a global consortium of entrepreneurship centers, Harvard, Oxford, MIT, they're all a part of it, and they got together and awarded us the Emerging Entrepreneurship Center in the entire world. Right here in Little Oshkosh. So again, I just encourage you all to take advantage of all these resources that you have in front of you because there's people all around the world who do not have the same advantages. I also encourage you to get connected with us. You see our Facebook page up there. We also have the UWO CEO Club's Facebook and Twitter page up there. We do a lot of co-marketing with the CEO Club here. That's the Student Entrepreneurship Club. So follow either of us. You'll be able to hear about all the events that we're having. And down below, you can see that we are live streaming this right now. So for the first time ever, there's people at home. Hi, everybody at home. There's a webcam in the back that is watching this event. So if you guys know anybody that might want to check this out, feel free to text them this link, and it's actually in the front of your program down at the bottom. You can find the link. So text them that link, and they can watch the live stream of this event. All right, I'm going to hand it back to Colleen for a little bit and come back up.
So a special thank you. Our first thank you goes out to Alta Resources, and Kim Peterson is here today to represent Alta Resources. They believe in the young entrepreneur. They have supported this center, not just financially, but with time, coming to these contests and the mentoring. I cannot tell you how deeply you have impacted lives. It is amazing to have your support. Thank you so very much. And the CEO Club. The CEO Club is absolutely phenomenal. Right now, the president, Mark Fusco, where are you, Mark?
He's over there working.
Oh, he's working. See, they're so awesome. They are constantly helping us out. Couldn't put on an event like this without the support of the CEO Club. Epiphany Law and Lotniks is here tonight, and they are actually donating a lot of our in-kind, so thank you very much for that as well. And the SBDC. The SBDC is a big part of this with lots of in-kind donations for us. So you guys are really well set with all of the resources we have for you. I want to talk to you a little bit. This is, as Jordan said, our third academic year. We started this in the fall of 2013, ran our first business contest. We did it again last year, so this is our third contest. We also did an accelerator. These are just some of the teams, and I just want to kind of touch on what successes these students have had by going through our center and being touched by us. First year ones, we have the Sajix Lens Investment Group. That investment group is actually going under an acquisition by the end of the year, and by the first quarter in 2016, they will have up to $10 million that they will be managing. That is a huge success for them. Who else was that first year that I was gonna?
I was.
Oh, yes, right? Active EDU, right. Okay, so I recruited Jordan into our first year accelerator, had graduated. I said, hey, you take any class at the university and you can be part of our accelerator. He did. He came back. He started Active EDU. And do you want to tell him the news or should I?
You can.
Okay. I am here to say that he officially, Active EDU and his software is officially going to be in all of the schools in Fond du Lac County. There will be over 1,000 students a day using his software, and that is just the beginning. So that is amazing. So flash forward one more year. So actually this spring, we had our contest, ran our accelerator, and a couple of highlights from there. Fifth Ward Brewery. There is now going to be, there is a signed agreement, a signed offer on a building. There will be a craft brewery in Oshkosh that is started by 2 UWO graduates. One is still a student here. It is a $1.2 million project, and they have all their investors lined up. That is huge. The other one we have is Reskins, and I have to tell you about Reskins. This is an amazing student, came through our accelerator program, struggled, couldn't really figure out his idea till he was done. And we work with students forever. We have a graduate program, so we continuously surround students with resources. He actually was at an NFL draft, met Ty Montgomery. Ty Montgomery is his first game This cute girl up here has these cards that everybody should get and download his game. It's called Rivalry Rush that features Ty Montgomery. That was his pilot program. Now I have to read who else he has. Jarvis Landry, Dolphins.
Yep.
He also has a game for him. Odell Beckham Jr. from
Giants.
Giants has him as well. I love football. And then the
Melvin Gordon. Badger.
Also was a Badger and now plays for San Diego.
Yep.
See, knew that one. And he also is releasing an app in January, and it is a celebrity Nike trainer. Deshaun Johnson has 1 million followers. This kid is exploding, absolutely exploding. So these are students that have been through our program, and I want you to realize that success sometimes takes time. It's not that you start a company and you make all this money. It can be a year, it can be a couple years, but these students have done phenomenal things. So, opportunities. You're sitting here, you're going, oh, I should have joined that contest. It's okay. You can still get into our accelerator program. Our accelerator program meets on Sunday nights. There is some financial support. You are surrounded with mentors, and we help you validate and explore your business idea. Deadline is December 11th, so you need to apply. We have a summer incubator program where we take 2 to 3 teams and we really put some resources around them. Instead of going home to make money, they focus, they stay here, and they have done phenomenal things in that program. Finally, I want to mention global opportunities. Because of our award and our recognition as the emerging center of the world, we had a lot of recognition. I had a lot of conversations with universities around the world. Right now, we are working with the University in London, and we are working with the European Institute for Entrepreneurship with headquarters in Madrid. One of our accelerator teams, one team that we select, will be working with those 2 countries, with teams that they have selected. This is going to be a global exchange. We're looking for market penetration. We're looking just to support these teams in a global way. And there is the potential for doing some traveling with student exchange. And if that wasn't enough, okay, so last year we were a part of bringing Kevin Harrington here to the Fox Valley. He was one of the original sharks from Shark Tank. This year, we're one-upping it. Lori Greiner. Lori Greiner, one of the current sharks on Shark Tank. We have been asked by the Women's Fund of Oshkosh to help coordinate an event which we will have high school students pitch their idea, and we will have 2 of our accelerator students be able to pitch in front of Lori. This is happening May 19th. This is phenomenal news. So there is amazing opportunities for you.
Okay, so a lot of cool things happening, and there's some cool things happening tonight as well. So I'm going to quickly break down the business model contest. As I mentioned, there's $35,000 in cash and in-kind services to be won. First place gets $15,000, second place gets $11,000, and third place gets $9,000. And those places will be decided on by our judges. So each finalist will come up here, they'll give their 4-minute presentation on their business model, and that is a hard 4-minute cutoff. We will be cutting off their mics, and if they continue to keep talking, Kylia has graciously offered to come up and tackle them off of the stage. So it is a hard 4-minute cutoff. And then after they're done presenting, we'll do 2 minutes of Q&A. So the judges will ask a question. That's when we'll start the timer. Again, that is a hard cutoff. I don't know if you're willing to run up and tackle Craig Culver, but Craig, if I have to, I will come up there. So a hard cutoff, Q&A, 2 minutes with the judges. After all the contestants are done, the judges will go out in the hall and decide on the winners. Now, we've given them each a scorecard that they can use to help guide their decision. This scorecard looks at things like the value proposition of the company, the customers and market, the revenue model, the uniqueness, the presentation, all these things that you would look for in a good business. But that's not all of it. That's just the guiding factor for the judges, because these are all professionals. They all have gut feelings. They know when a business is a good business. So we're asking them to use that as a tool, but go beyond that into a discussion with the fellow judges, and if you have to, argue about it until you figure out your top 3 winners. Sound good? Okay. And you all get to be judges tonight too. We have something new that we're trying out. It's called the People's Choice Award. So we've heard time and time again that every single person in this audience wouldn't have picked the same person that the judges did. So we're letting you guys be the judges this time. So there's a People's Choice Award, and to vote, all you have to do is hop on Twitter, tweet at UWOCEO, the contestant's name, followed by the hashtag UWOBMC. So for example, if you thought my presentation was the best, you go on Twitter, go to at UWOCEO, tweet Jordan and hashtag UWOBMC. Make sense? And then at the end of the night, we'll tally them all up. The one with the most votes wins. Now, just so you guys aren't freaking out thinking that you have to vote for it right away, because every person just gets one vote, we have the order on the back of this. And you can kind of use this as like your own scorecard if you want to, 1 through 5, 1 through 10, whatever, so you're not forgetting who you like that was first or second. So feel free to use this, but we do have to have a hard cutoff. So once Craig Culver comes up and does his Q&A section later, that's when we'll stop and we'll start tallying up all the votes. So make sure you get it in by the time Craig Culver comes up here. That making sense to everybody? Okay. All right, now we'll very quickly introduce our judges so we can get going. First up, we have Craig, who is a UW Oshkosh alum. He's the founder of Culver's Franchising, which now has over 550 stores nationwide. He's also a regular supporter of all the things that we do here, so we're very happy to have him back. We have Charlie Fredrickson, who's the VP of Investments for Vieth Technologies. Vieth is one of the nation's largest electrical contractors, and Charlie is in charge of deciding on investment opportunities for the company. We have Kim Peterson, who's the Chief Marketing and Strategy Officer for Alta Resources. Alta Resources is an awesome, awesome, awesome company out of Neenah that actually was one of our biggest and first supporters. That's why we're the Alta Resources Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. So they're a big supporter of us, and we are of them. We have David Troop, who's the founder and CEO of Sensor, which is a company that creates smart wearable technologies for extreme sport athletes. David is a very active serial entrepreneur and investor who spends a lot of time between Green Bay and Silicon Valley. And last but not least, we have John Bartz, who is the Regional Account Manager for the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, or the WEDC. And the WEDC is another huge supporter of ours and actually gives us funding for the student businesses. So if we can get a huge round of applause for our judges tonight. And with that, we will get this contest going. So basically the order of this is I will help them get their PowerPoint going. They will come up. They will kind of stand here awkwardly for a couple minutes just to make sure that the judges are ready to start scoring and that our timer is ready to go. And then I will give them the green light to go. So our first contestants is InShape Solutions, and I'm going to pull up their PowerPoint. And again, this is not going to stay up there because all the contestants have their own PowerPoints, so you can just look at the back of the program. It's all in order here. All right, you guys can come on out, and we can save the round of applause for the end, and you guys impress everybody. This is for you. You guys just want to hang out up here. And then the judges, you guys all set to go? And Michael, are we good with the timer?
I just want to make sure that everyone in the back can actually hear me. Or is it feedback?
I think that was Michael, or maybe I should stand away from you. Are we good with the timer, Michael?
Can you hear me? Perfect.
Good.
Awesome.
Okay,
Thank you.
good.
Can I hear you? Can you hear me? I don't know.
I think we can hear him.
Okay, 10-second countdown, then you guys can go.
All right.
As soon as my assistant can do it. Okay.
All right, so first off, we want to thank you all for coming. My name is Blake, this is Chad, and we are InShape Solutions.
So the problem in the world today is that there are personal trainers that are working over 40 hours a week and still only making $9,000 to $15,000 a year. Not nearly enough to sustain themselves or their families.
So behind me here are a couple of the quarter responses we have. I'm just going to summarize them very quickly. So all the personal trainers we talked to agreed that there's two main areas that we can improve on in personal training. One of which was convenience. They feel like we can improve on convenience in personal training. And the second was price barrier. They felt like we can lower the price barrier for personal training.
So why InShape? Health and fitness is the future. We plan to disrupt the status quo by revolutionizing and modernizing the way people get in shape. What we found after many interviews and surveys is that there's a large gap in the market, and there are currently many wants and needs that are not being met, and we can solve it.
All right, so current wants and needs not currently being met. Now, the first two I've already mentioned. There's also expansion of clientele, the connection between personal trainer and client and vice versa, community connection, as well as profile-based progress and newsfeed.
So our solution to all of these problems is InShape. We are going to create a location-based and social media application that allows like-minded individuals to connect with those around the world and meet their fitness goals. On top of that, what makes InShape extremely unique is that it will allow personal trainers to create their own business through the application, through the tools that we have provided them, such as meal plans, fitness plans, how-to videos, as well as
FaceTime.
Anyway, as you can see, users will be able to search for the most highly accredited and highly rated personal trainers in their area and from around the world. Be able to see their profile, see their current clients, their previous clients, and their past training experience, and see if that's the right fit for them.
All right, so the process is very simple. So first off, users will download the application. They'll create an account. There's going to be two different types of accounts, one for the client, one for the trainer and coach. And then after that, after the account's been created, both the clients and coaches and trainers will go through, add their interests, and then connect with other like-minded individuals.
So what makes InShape great is its extreme scalability. We'll be able to have access to the global market and bring it to people and from around the world and get it into their hands. After 439 responses from people from around campus, whether that be in the gym or in the library, 76% of those people confirmed that they want InShape on the market so they can download and utilize for themselves. 100% of those people said they would share it with a friend, but that might vary depending on how many are just being nice to us.
All right, so for our marketing strategy, so first and foremost, word of mouth. We realize we need to penetrate the market very quickly. Also, YouTube, as well as other social media outlets are going to be extremely important. And then endorsements and promotions are going to be crucial for us getting our name out very quickly.
So Blake and I have been doing everything in our power to learn how to bring InShape to the market. However, we discovered that we need a developer to make it as beautiful as possible when it arrives in your guys' hands.
All right, so ROI for InShape. So for the first year, we're looking at just south of $500,000, and this is based on a 3% participation rate by the personal trainers, which is at a $5 monthly fee. And then for our growth projection, according to businessinsider.com, health and fitness applications are on a rise at 29% annually. And if we look towards the bottom here at year 5, we're looking at a $1.3 million annual revenue.
So as you can see, health and fitness applications are extremely popular as compared to the overall market of applications. Because of this, you might think that the fitness market is saturated, but with InShape's uniqueness and ability to allow personal trainers to create their own business from within the application, you will stand above the competition and succeed.
Could you explain your revenue model again? Help us understand how it is you're making money.
Yeah, so basically, the way it's going to work is that personal trainers will create their own account, which will be a standard account for regular users, as well as the trainer account, which will pay $5 a month in order to be able to access our trainer features, which will allow them to market themselves to the community and allow other users to connect with them and pay them personally. So the trainer or the other users will pay them in order to get the personal training, utilize the features such as nutrition plans, as well as meal plans and subscribers.
It seems to me you've got a cart-horse problem because you won't get trainers to sign up and pay you money when you've got no customers, but no customers are going to use your app. You've got no trainers. How are you going to get past this?
So trainers are going to pay $5 a month to get their name out there. This is helping them connect with other clients, and this is helping them reach out to more people. So right now, we found that trainers are having a hard time connecting and reaching out and getting more clients. And the way we have it set up is that by paying them $5 a month, trainers are going to be able to reach out and connect with more clients and gain more clients.
Well, where will the training take place? I mean, is this just a plan for training, or does the trainer and the client actually meet someplace for training?
So there'll be two options. Either trainers will be able to connect with their clients locally, where users will actively seek out people in their area, or trainers in their area, that they can meet up with and get trained that way and actually meet in the gym. Or they can take an online training option, where they just receive the meal plans, as well as the nutrition plans and the fitness plans, to be able to reach their goals. Because some people don't like going to a gym where they'll be like pressured by the personal trainer in order to like strive for their dreams, you know? So basically, there's people that are nervous going in the gym with a trainer. So they can take the online option and use the app and utilize utilize the features just to receive the information to reach their goals.
Okay, time. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's fine, Kylia has it. Okay, up next is Rozek Runs.
Do I have a little clicker?
They may have stole the clicker. I'll grab the clicker for you. You just hang it up there. Do you guys have the clicker? Thank you. Here you go.
Sweet. All right, how do I work this bad boy? Forward,
That button
back.
will go forward, this button will go back.
Okay. Cool beans.
So you're just going to hang out until the judges are all ready.
Right.
We get a confirmation, and they'll do the countdown right there.
Right.
Are judges ready? Okay.
All right, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name's Chris Rozek. I've organized 2 5K run walk events, which have raised over $15,000 collectively. I came to Jordan originally to approach him about a fundraising idea to help offset my college expenses with these skills. He suggested I turn it into a business. And that's how I came up with the idea of Rozek Runs. It acts as an umbrella corporation for multiple themed run 5K events. My current focus, however, will be on Let It Glow 5K. And instead of trying to explain what that is, I'd like to take a few seconds to try and show you. So that's a really brief overview of what I hope to accomplish. We're obviously going to have a lot more. We're going to have black lights, strobe lights, music throughout the event, themed glow run areas, glow sticks, glow merchandise, and we hope to provide a unique, memorable experience for everyone participating. An experience that's not just limited to the run itself, but also in the pre- and post-run event with merchandise, food, etc. My target market will be people between the ages of 18 and 25, so the typical college student. What's a typical college student supposed to do at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night? You know, movie theaters are closing down, shopping malls are closed. There's not a whole lot going on. They can go to the same bar, see the same people, see the same people in the same places. I aim to break away from that. And what else do we know about 18-year-olds? They get bored easily. They're always looking for something new, something exciting, something different, something fun. I polled over 227 people about different themes, and this one was nearly double the next highest turnout. Team dynamics, what I have. I could get on my phone right now and call and get about 15 to 20 volunteers to help me out with these events. I have experience and success with these past 2 events, raising over $15,000 collectively. I have counsel from 3 individuals who have organized 5Ks in the past, as well as NCAA cross-country meets. I'm in contact with Oshkosh's Parks and Rec Department to help me set up a location for this event. And I am also in contact with law enforcement for the use of the auxiliary police to make sure that everyone gets through this event safely. I'm working with someone who has web and graphic design experience. I've created flyers, posters, registration designs, and I've also developed a sponsorship plan to help offset costs of the event. What I would need: financial analysis assistance, because I'm only a freshman. I don't have experience in that area yet, so I would need counsel from someone who has more experience in that area. I would need an accountant to help me keep track of my finances, make sure everything is running smoothly. I would need a lawyer to help me make sure that I'm protected and not going to lose my business before it gets up and running. I would need a photographer and videographer to help me take video and photos of the event to help promote the event in future ways on our website. I would need more volunteers, approximately 40 to 60 total, possibly more. I would also need a media partner to help me promote the event through print ads, radio, television, etc. And I would also need to seek sponsorships, like I said, to help me offset costs for the event. My revenue model. We would have escalating registration fees. Fees would start at $40 for an individual, $35 for a team. As the race day would get closer, we would jack those up. We would charge an admission cost to the post-run event for non-participants. So if you don't want to run in the event, that's fine, but you can still come to the post-run celebration with the DJ, the light show, all that for a modest fee. We'd be selling merchandise at the event and our website, which I'm still working on developing. We'd be selling concessions and food at pre- and post-run event. And we'll be also giving away additional freebies to people who like or follow us on social media to help promote future events and take this model from city to city. And that's all I got.
So are these runs inside or are they outside?
They would be outside.
You showed a couple of pictures that apparently were events of these types. Is somebody else doing this elsewhere, and if so, where?
There are multiple events all over the world. I know they're very big in Europe right now, and I know there's also a company called Glow Runs. They do a lot of these types of things. And their main headquarters is in Kansas.
So are you doing it to make money or for charity or?
Originally, to start off, I want to make money, obviously, just to help offset the cost of my college expenses. And then after that, I hope to turn it into a nonprofit.
A lot of runs and 5Ks need a shot in the arm to differentiate because there's so many. Have you thought about your idea as a sort of a wraparound or a way to help other people enhance their runs, or do you see it just solely as your own event?
I kind of view it as my own personal event.
How critical do you feel the pre- and post-event activities are in contrast to the run itself?
I feel like they're really the driving force behind the runs. I feel like that's what's going to get people to come and going to want to have them coming back.
What's the time period? If I'm going to do this, it's a 2-hour event, 3-hour event, 4-hour event?
Generally, 5Ks take about 2 hours to complete if you walk the whole thing, and then it would probably be about a 5 to 7 hour event.
In looking at your revenue model, are you looking, the police, do they look to get reimbursed, the fire department?
I still have to meet with them and discuss what they would want financially, if anything. So that question I don't have.
What's your typical event permit cost?
That I still need to discuss with the Parks and Rec department to figure that out.
Yeah, accountants and lawyers are expensive.
Right. Yeah, that I understand.
Well, and you talk about that you've raised. Oh, sorry.
Right.
Time. Sorry.
Thank you. Up next, we have Knicole Beauty Box. You can just stand up in the front here. Then we'll just give the judges.
Can you just do a mic check real quick?
Mic check.
Awesome.
You want to test the clicker?
Yeah.
Okay, judges ready? Come over here. Judges ready? Okay. Are we ready when that goes to you?
Okay, my name is Kylia Hathorne, and my business model is the Knicole Beauty Box. So by show of hands, how many of you all buy your hair products like shampoo, conditioner from your local Walmart, Target, Walgreens? Okay. So out of those hands, how many of you all actually take the time to look at the back of the bottle of the ingredients before you buy it? I didn't think so. So here's a bottle of Head & Shoulders. We all know this brand. I highlighted two types of sulfate that I found in this bottle, zinc and also fragrance. All these ingredients are harmful for the hair. How do these companies get away with selling such harmful products? Because we don't look at the ingredients. So for those who actually, well, women especially, who actually care about their hair and using high-end products, they're inconvenienced. Why? Because they can only buy salon-grade products from salons. Also, women don't go to the salon that often, around every 2 to 3 months. The average bottle of product only lasts the woman about 1 month. So in between those 2 to 3 months, the woman has no product. What do? Go to Walmart to buy Head & Shoulders. So solution time. What can we do to save these consumers time, money, and the integrity of their hair? The Knicole Beauty Box. What is it? It's a monthly customizable subscription box that's delivered straight to their doorstep. This beauty box contains salon-grade products that won't damage the hair. How does it work? First off, the customer becomes a member of the Knicole Beauty Box online, and then is able to go online and pick out and customize their first beauty box to be delivered to their doorstep. Next, the payment is subtracted straight from their account, and their beauty box is delivered to their house. If the customer doesn't like their product, they're able to send it back to us that month and in exchange for a new product. If they do like it, they don't have to re-customize their beauty box for that month and have it sent to them the following month. This equals a happy customer. Okay, marketing. How are we going to get our name out there? First off, social media. Everyone knows Kylie Jenner. She just came out with her new hair extension line. People are willing to buy hair products and hair care if it's guaranteed. Also, door-to-door selling. This helps us be able to get in touch with our customers on a face-to-face basis and be able to get our name out there. Third, monthly promotions that draw customers in. A little bit about me. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, and I'm very dedicated to this hair industry. While performing services in the salon, during consultations, I've asked my customers why they don't use high-grade products. Their reasoning is because of convenience. The low-grade products are convenience. So since I have a passion, I'm also a chemistry major. Me being a chemistry major, in the future I plan to open my own create my own hair care line that will be distributed through my beauty box. Okay, so a little bit about the money part. Revenue, if we start off around 500 boxes, and 3 products in each box, and plus shipping, and a little bit of extra, a total investment of $13,745. If I'm charging $60 per box each month for these 500 customers, I would profit $16,255. So why is the Knicole Beauty Box unique? First off, I allow the customer to customize their box, unlike a lot of other subscription boxes. I sell them salon-grade products. The customers will receive full-size products and not sample-size products, and the company will sell products to cater to all ethnicities and grades of hair. What benefits are my customers receiving? I'm taking something that the woman already uses on a daily basis and giving them convenience. I'm saving them time and money and adding sustainability to their lives. And thank you, that's it.
Can't you go online right now and buy any product you want to buy?
You can, but the Knicole Beauty Box allows them to go on there one time, and if they know what they want to buy, they can just pick what they want for that month, and it automatically withdraws from their account every month and delivers to their house. So it takes a step out. They don't have to keep on going.
So would you work with manufacturers of these products?
I do not work with manufacturers, but there's ways that I can get in touch with the manufacturers and become a distributor of the products.
So where would you buy the products?
I buy them in wholesale bulk from the manufacturers.
And then mark them up?
Yes. Oh, yeah, they support
that.
The selling of the products, I understand, don't you have, the fact that you're a licensed cosmetologist allows you to sell? You don't have to be associated with a salon, you just have to be a licensed cosmetologist to sell some of these products?
There's a whole nother process. I don't have to be connected to the salon. It's a whole nother process of licensing. It's a quick process online that you have to get a license for to be a distributor of the products, not associated with the salon.
With the salon, okay.
I happen to have a little bit of knowledge about the industry you're going into, and the average box cost in the industry is $20. You're substantially above that. How are you going to fight this headwind as you take your product to market?
Because the average boxes are usually sample size products, and they don't know what they're getting. These people are spending this money already in the salons, and going in there not knowing if they're going to like it or not. I'm giving them this inconvenience. I'm giving them the product inconvenience to go into their house every month, and also giving them a money back. Not money back, but if they don't like it, they can mail it back, and I give them new products, guaranteed.
What if they want their money back?
Oh, that's going to be in the fine print. No money back.
All right, up next we have golf shots. So judges, if you want to let me know when you're ready.
Test.
Judges all look ready. We have the countdown going over here.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Dylan Parks, and my company is Golf Shots. Quick show of hands for me. Who would be interested if I said I could put $700 in your pocket tonight? Exactly, me too. That's why I'm so excited about Golf Shots. The problem today is that every time people go to a golf course, they're overspending. This is because golf courses charge a 600% markup on alcoholic beverages. It's also very difficult to bring beer as well as large bottles of liquor onto the golf course. Well, not anymore. With Golf Shots, the world's first golf ball shaped shot glass, you simply fill up golf shots with your favorite liquor at home, throw golf shots in your golf bag, and while you're mid-round, pull out golf shots and have yourself around. Golf Shots is going to come in a sleeve of 3 golf balls, and it looks almost identical to a normal sleeve of golf balls. Golf Shots holds about a shot of liquor and is also dishwasher safe. We're currently in the process of getting a provisional patent for Golf Shots. Our target market is golfers aged 21 to 35. This is because golfers in this age range are the most price sensitive. However, they're most likely to be consumers of alcohol. 76% of those surveyed said that they would be likely to buy Golf Shots for themselves or as a gift for their friends. 33% said that they would be willing to pay $10 for Golf Shots, and 20% said that they would be willing to pay even more. 60 million golfers. That's how many golfers are on the planet right now. This is expected to grow 15% over the next 10 years. Our sales strategy is to utilize e-commerce directly through my own website, as well as merchants such as Amazon. We also want to get into retailers such as Golf Galaxy, Dick's Sporting Goods, Spencer's, as well as appear in golf trade shows that pop up all across the country. Our growth strategy is to utilize economies of scale. We're also going to advertise using my social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and partner with golf accounts that have the same audience as my target market. My team currently consists of myself with 6 years of golf industry knowledge, a background in finance and budgeting, sales experience. My partner, Brad, has a background in small business and entrepreneurship, as well as sales experience. We also have connections in legal advice, as well as web development. So what am I going to do with all this money? My first idea was that I was going to sign a check to the university and pay for my spring tuition. But I had a better idea. I'm going to buy the mold, which will be about $3,000, an initial batch of 3,000 golf shots, the packaging, the advertising, web development, and any legal fees. 13 cents. That's all it costs to produce one golf shot. 75 cents will get you 3 golf shots as well as this packaging, and $10 is about the retail price we expect to charge. This puts a contribution margin over 90% and a projected break even within the first year and the first batch. Bottom line, guys, there's nothing like this on the market right now. Every single one of you in here know a golfer that would love this. This is going to be a great fun novelty gift that will make the perfect stocking stuffer for this holiday season. So follow me on Instagram and Twitter at @the_golfshots. Pre-order yours today with me tonight, and let's have ourselves a round.
You know, when I first read that, I said, this kid's crazy.
I am.
But listening to you present it, you might have something there.
Thank you.
But how are you going to get a beer in that little golf ball? That's what I want to know.
So it's mostly for our hard liquor drinking friends. Keep the beer for the parking lot.
So why the golf ball instead of a flask? I mean, there's lots of different
definitely.
variants of a flask that you can slip in your jacket or whatever.
Definitely. So a flask is very, it's not sneaky, let's say that. A golf ball, it's a golf ball. It looks exactly like a golf ball. No one on the course is going to recognize that it's anything else but that.
Have you talked to Titleists about this and see if they'll brand it for you?
I have not, but I'm very excited about that. We actually want a license with team logos so that pretty soon your favorite sports team will be on Golf Shots.
Are you 21?
I am, as of yesterday. came up with this last night, I swear.
I have to ask a real question. So, even like GoPro, my buddy Nick is getting pimped for the fact that they're a one-shot wonder. They just have cameras. This seems to be, it's a great idea. It's a kind of a one-shot wonder. What is percolating the back of your head for the follow-up products on this one?
So what we really want to do first is, like I said, license with the Packers. So many people have come up to me and said, I would buy one right now if there's a Packers logo on it. We also brainstormed a little bit, little mini footballs, take it into a football game. Sneak it in with your kid maybe. Oh, my kid's playing with a football.
This would only come from UW Oshkosh.
All right, up next we have Circle of Life Aquaponics. Judges, if you just want to let me know when you're ready.
Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. Is it good? No?
I can hear him all right. Yeah, I think he's good.
I hear it in the...
Judges look ready? Whenever you want to start the countdown.
A huge problem facing us today is the amount of fresh water left on the planet. It is estimated that by the year 2050, all the fresh water will be gone or contaminated. In America, 80% of the fresh water used every year is used on field agriculture. The first map here shows where the majority of the vegetables are grown in America, and the second map shows the major drought areas in exponential drought areas right now in America. And then the upper areas that show hazardous areas for climate that cannot produce vegetables year-round. An amazing solution to this will be Circle of Life Aquaponics. Let me first start with a brief ecology lesson on how an aquaponics system works. First, fish produce waste, which then feed microbes. These microbes then convert the fish waste to nutrients to feed the plants in the system. The plants then clean the water that returns to the fish to produce leafy greens and fresh fish. By using aquaponics, we can cut down on the usage of water up to 90% compared to normal field agriculture by using a closed water system. This simply means that we keep our system in stock, the water in stock all the time, and never let any water leave the system. We also cannot use any herbicides or pesticides in our system because it will harm the fish, meaning that we grow 100% organic. Also, by growing indoors, we can produce leafy greens year-round, even in Wisconsin climate temperature. Also, by producing local foods, we will have less transportation and less emissions given off due to long-distance delivery, since most of the lettuce produced in America is produced in California. The system that we are looking at starting with produces 6,000 pounds of fresh fish per year and 47,000 heads of lettuce per year in a 2,400 square foot area. Normal field agriculture produces around 23,000 heads of lettuce per acre per year. We plan on purchasing a system in spring 2016 and to be fully operational by summer. The pictures in the bottom here show the fish grow tanks in the front and then the vegetable beds in the back, and that is the system that we are looking at purchasing. This is our future growth plan that involves adding in more aquaponic systems to work with different types of fish, as well as work with other hydroponic and aquaponic systems, including a Dutch bay system, which is a water drip system, and vertical grow towers, while also having an educational area for tours and local schools to learn more about this wonderful technology. Our target market will be local organic, local farmers markets. The United States organic food industry stated that 57.6% of people would rather choose an organic option over normal produce if given the choice. We will also like to supply local restaurants in our area. Being in northern Wisconsin, Fish Fry Fridays are an every Friday occasion, and fresh fish is always in demand. We will also produce leafy greens and then have on-site tours, as agritourism is a growing industry. My current team is built by my parents. Both have been self-employed for over 20 years and have successfully ran their own businesses. To work in aquaponics, you must have a passion for growing plants as well as raising and caring for fish, which both do. My background is I'm a biology major right now, and I've taken courses in aquaponics as well as toured facilities to see the daily operations and how these systems work. Our revenue will be made through the selling of fish and leafy greens. Similar businesses in this area sell fish for $4 a pound for whole fish, $12 a pound for filleted fish, and then around $3.50 for a head of lettuce. Our projected annual revenue on our system is $180,000 a year. Thank you, and that's Circle of Life.
So, you know, there are more of these in the area. How big is the market? How big, how wide, how much of it do you need to penetrate to achieve your goal?
I mean, everyone eats lettuce, everyone eats fish. Where we're looking, there's currently one other aquaponics system that did open this fall. As we lose water, there's going to be less areas for growing lettuce in the United States, more transportation. It's going to be more expensive when we're going to be able to keep that cost the same by producing local and producing year-round.
You showed us what the revenue are. What are the expenses? What is it? What do you
So
spend
that
to generate?
system, that first system that I showed you is $60,000. That's the system we are looking at next spring. The cost into that system is around $10,000 a year, purchasing the fries, purchasing the seeds, and the food for the fish.
What's the turnaround?
So yes, our lettuce is picked daily. We can produce around 120 heads of lettuce every day. Fish take
Every day?
Every day, yes, because you're on a continuous loop. So you start seeds. Once those seeds go in, you start another set of seeds. Once that.
So from the get-go, day one, you just planted the seed. When's
So
your-
then we have a 3 to 4 week wait period after we first plant our first
And then every
seeds.
day after that?
And then every day after that.
And the fish?
The fish take about 6 months for maturity from that as a 50-gram fry.
And what size would they be when you?
2-pound tilapia.
2 pound. Tilapia isn't a real favorite in Wisconsin, by the way.
It's not, but when we run out of food, we're going to need something to eat.
Yeah, you're right. You should have talked to the Martian. He could have used your advice.
Yeah, that's with our future growth plan, that's our plan, is to work with other fish, so doing salmon, other fish as well. The nice thing with tilapia is that they are hardy fish, so they're not easy to kill, and also they grow fast, and they need warmer water, so they live in 75-degree water, which is the maximum. Oh, okay. Yep, thank you.
I don't know if this, there we go.
Test it out. Test it
Yeah, that's good.
All right, up next we have Divergent promos. Looks like the judges are ready, so as soon as that timer goes down.
Well, my name's Zach, and I'm going to start with a quick question. How many of you have been involved with high school sports, extreme sports, adventure runs, and fun runs? Just go ahead and raise your hands. Chances are you don't really have a memory of this, except for the one that's in the back of your head. You don't really have any visual memory. We're at Divergent promos, and we're creating a new vision on a whole new level. A little bit about my team to start. My name's Zach. I'm one of the co-founders, and Matt, you want to raise your hand? It's right in the middle. We are the ones who started this business. We have about 30 years of experience with extreme sports. We also have Tom on our team. He has 6 years of video experience as well. And then we've got Max, who's the drone guy.
As far as the problem, one of the big problems that people have these days with adventure races in high school sports and extreme sports is that they really can't get the good footage that they need to be able to look back on. Especially with high school sports, there's little ability for the elite athletes to capture the kind of angles they want because other players get in the way. And then with extreme sports, the terrain makes it difficult to get full access to all the shots they want. So our solution is drones. Basically what they do is they give you better points of view, better angles, and better maneuverability, and they're much cheaper than a lot of the current promotional styles. So what we do is we do promotional videos for races, events, extreme sports, just about anything you can think of that has to do with an outdoor sport. We also do aerial photography and aerial game coverage of football and soccer events for high schools. So what do we have so far? For adventure race coordinators, we actually have a panel of representatives for these 4 races that we're going to be meeting in front of December 8th. We also are in touch with local ski hills Nordic Mountain and Devil's Head, and we're going to try to get up there this winter. And then we sent out a survey, and we actually had 20 plus coaches and directors on board saying they would pay for this service. So as far as the market, for extreme sports, we'd be looking at adventure races, mountain biking, expedition camps, wakeboarding, and snowboarding. And then for high school sports, we'd be looking at football teams and soccer teams. As far as our market size, it's actually a huge market. For extreme sports, there's over 41 million participants in extreme sports. There's 75 plus ski resorts in the Midwest alone, and there's 885 high schools just in Wisconsin. As far as our market entry strategy, we have a very diverse network between us and the help we can get from Alta Resources. And we're going to actually contact local coordinators and gain ground within Wisconsin. And then we're going to try to expand to the Midwest a little bit, and then we're going to try to go nationally. As far as our revenue model, we'd be charging $300 a minute for edited footage, times 3 to 5 minutes per video, which would be about $900 to $1,500 per promo video. As far as individual promotional videos, we'd be charging $100 to $150 per hour of filming, and then we'd be charging extra for editing. For high school games, we could do single game coverage of $150 per hour of raw footage, and then we would also offer individual packages. As far as the competition, there's very few competitors in this area that use drones. Most of them are just video and photography production companies in the area. But we have the differentiated because we actually use drone photography. Startup costs, we'd be looking at 3 drones for about $12,000. Marketing would be about $800, and the software would be about $1,600, which would be about $14,400. So what makes this unique? We offer a new service in an existing market, but at a whole new aspect. We also have many available markets to extend our services to within the drone industry. And we have a team behind us that will push us to the edge and help us succeed. Thank you.
I didn't quite get the unique part, because there's many other people doing similar things.
There is, but there's not actually any within the area. We couldn't find anything in the Midwest that actually uses drone technology to try to get the angles that we're looking at. Most of the ones we found were in California or on the East Coast in New York.
Question I have is on scalability, because obviously an individual has to operate the drones. So, I mean, the cost of, again, we didn't see cost in this, we just saw revenues. How do you plan on scaling this when it's going to require an individual to be at every event?
Well, we're obviously going to have to train people. I mean, it's not a hard thing to learn how to use a drone, so we're going to have to end up training people. And then we're just kind of have to expand and maybe franchise a little bit and just kind of offer these different services to help train these people and then kind of go from there.
So I look at $1,500 for video and I say, I'll just buy a drone myself and a GoPro and I'm set to go.
Well, for this, it'd be basically for a lot of bigger companies and we would be able to get them those angles because we do have the experience behind it. So we'd be able to charge them that, and with a lot of promotional videos nowadays, they're actually, we found it was upwards of 1 to 3K per minute to actually do this. So we actually give them the experience that we have to be able to make these videos for them.
Are you only using drones, or are you going to use other cameras as well?
We're going to use drones, and then we're going to, like with adventure races for an example, we're going to use drones, and then we're going to have GoPros set at manual spots. So when we make the promotional videos, we'll be able to use both angles, both the drone footage and the GoPro footage.
You mentioned high school athletics, and most high school athletics are pretty strapped for cash, and I'm not sure they're going to pay, cash for your services.
Yeah, that's
I'm
one
not sure if
thing.
that's a market for you.
Okay, yeah, we dove into that a little bit, and the high schools definitely said they were interested.
Sorry.
Thank you, that's fine.
Sure. Check, check. 1, 2. First off, before I start, I want to thank my family and friends for coming out here. Without them, I wouldn't be the man I am today. And then Colleen and Jordan, you guys bent over backwards for me, gave me the confidence to do this. Thank you very much.
Okay, are judges ready? Okay, timer started.
Good evening. My name is Rich Roehrick, and I'm a United States Marine veteran and a senior in the kinesiology department at UW Oshkosh. My plan is to rebuild. I was deployed to the Upper Gresh Valley in Helmand Province, Afghanistan from 2010 to 2011. As I came home, I found myself having a hard time assimilating to civilian life. As I went to the VA, they prescribed me multiple addictive medications to deal with my post-traumatic stress disorder. I kindly declined and chose fitness as my medication. So what's the problem? In 2007, there was over 18 veteran suicides per day. That number has now risen to 22 veteran suicides per day. That is more deaths from suicide per day than total deaths in Afghanistan year to date. 7% of our U.S. population is made out of veterans, and 20% of them account for our national suicide rate. So what are the facts? PTSD affects over 7.7 million Americans in a given year. That's civilians and veterans. It costs our society over $42.3 billion to treat these disorders. So what is my solution? My solution is to encompass physical fitness, nutritional guidance, physical therapy, and counseling all under one roof. How does it work? It functions like a normal wellness facility. Users walk into the facility and can choose from multiple membership plans and programs to include those modalities like counseling, physical therapy, and physical fitness. I'm also currently researching different referral programs from healthcare providers, the VA, and insurance companies. I did a survey to the veteran community in the Fox Valley, and 76% of those veterans would be satisfied with a facility of this kind in this area. And 82% of those veterans would come weekly. What does my team consist of? My partner, Kate, she has 8 years experience in the fitness field. She's a registered dietitian, and she's nationally certified as a group exercise instructor. Myself, I have 3 years experience in the fitness field. I'm a kinesiology major, and I'm nationally certified as a personal trainer and group exercise instructor. So who am I going to market to? I'm going to market to veterans and their families, clinical patients, the general public. 67,000 people live in Oshkosh, and I think those people will help those veterans assimilate to civilian life. Insurance companies. And my strategy, the biggest link to my strategy is the VA system. The uniqueness of Rebuild will act as an organization to benefit the VA system. As we speak, the VA system is the only organization that houses physical therapy, counseling, and physical fitness under one roof. So how am I going to make money? I'm going to make money through monthly memberships, personal training, group training, physical therapy, counseling, and nutritional programming. It's going to cost me $350,000 to start up. I also plan on getting external revenue sources through insurance companies, Veterans Affairs, and non-for-profit organizations. It's going to take me 50 members to cover operating costs. As you can see, we have to make a change. One life is one too many. With your help, we can and will rebuild our nation's heroes one life at a time, but it starts with action. Thank you very much.
would non-military personnel be able to use the facility?
Yes, ma'am.
I think first of all, I want to thank you for your service and what you've done for our country.
Thank you
Definitely
very much.
appreciate that. The world of insurance and transversing that and dealing with the VA, what kind of time have you spent really trying to understand how you're going to get compensated through those insurance programs?
Good question. I have called them. It's a big thing to tackle. So I have appointments set up with the VA to see what obstacles that I have to do to get from point A to point B, and I plan on doing that.
You don't have that figured out yet, though?
No, sir.
Okay.
Other than the counseling, is this any different than a regular fitness club?
Yes, because a normal fitness club will just give you the personal training and group training. We're going to house that counselor and the physical therapist, and hopefully down the road, a nurse practitioner. That we can be a referral program through the VA, because everybody knows the VA is struggling to deal with our veterans.
Is the $350,000 startup just your hardline cost for the first year, or does that include, have you done any cash flow models referencing the questions before on the time of length of payment from governmental payment or insurance payment systems?
Correct. $350,000 is going to count for my first year and a half of my rent, utilities, I have my insurance, and my salaries and miscellaneous funds for roofing, HVAC, whatever I need to do on that point. Thank you very much.
Click this button right here.
So this button will advance the slide. Hold up. Okay, so click that button. You'll see the slide move. Click it real quick, just to see it. Did you click the button? There it is. Now come back. Yep, just like that. You want to test out the mic?
Check, mic, check.
Okay.
Are we good? Beautiful.
Okay, so you just wait a couple seconds. I'm going to see if the judges are ready, and then that timer will start counting down, okay?
All right.
All right, up next we have the pie pillow. It looks like the judges are ready, so just watch that countdown over there.
Hi, my name is Austin Cottrell, a co-member of Pie Gadgets LLC. We're going to talk about the creation of the Smart Pillow, and this is going to revolutionize the way that you sleep. We all know that sleep plays a vital role in our life, and according to statistics, we sleep for 1/3 of our life, and pillows today, which we all use, do not meet the needs of people who use them. And they also promote unhealthy and uncomfortable sleep. It's time to take a drive down Innovation Lane, make a change for the better. What we're going to do for you, we track the quality of your sleep, including tracking REM and non-REM aspects of your sleep. We have speakers in the pillow that play music and audiobooks so you can fall asleep without those uncomfortable headphones on. And we also track your breathing rate, and the exciting part about this is if an unhealthy pattern is detected, our smartphone app can alert the user, recommend what to do to fix, and give insight into this problem. Some of the technologies we have utilized. We use memory foam technology, which is just perfect for a customizable approach for your head and neck area. And of course, we have our own speakers in the pillow, so again, you will not have to go to sleep with uncomfortable earbuds or headphones. We have a software that we've developed called Sonata, which is connected with our smartphone app, and it is the customizable feature between the pillow and the smartphone app. We have an easy wake technology, which is basically an alarm on steroids. The loud, annoying alarm in the morning is eliminated, and we use a time interval for alarm based on quality. We also can serve as a normal functioning alarm. And we have sensors integrated in the pillow that track the breathing rate and the position of sleep. This tracks the sleeping cycle, again, the REM and non-REM aspects. We track the quality of the sleep, and we monitor healthy sleeping habits. As for the market, we're already entering a pillow market that's already established, but the exciting thing is we offer an upgrade over current pillows available. The customer segment that we're going to initially target are people looking for a much healthier sleep, people waking up with pain from their pillow, people looking to go to bed actually comfortable while listening to music, and just general people looking for deeper understanding of their sleep. And the real exciting part for me is we have huge growth opportunities with the technology that we have with helping sleep problems such as sleep apnea, insomnia, and possibly even sudden infant death syndrome. How are we going to make money? Initial retail price is projected at about $70. This is a favorable price on level with many other memory foam-based pillows. And we give customers added value, which is going to make us number one. We estimate that the cost to manufacture our product is about $30, and this is based on our current working prototype. And our fixed cost is going to be determined by how large scale the manufacturing is, and the original $30 for the cost manufacture should go down as we scale it up. As for funding, we are very heavily considering Kickstarter. We're open to investors, and I can see us partnering with an established pillow company for a revenue split eventually. Recognition of our idea. Along with myself, the other co-member of the company is Sasha Shaimanko. This individual is literally my brother from another mother. We hosted him as a foreign exchange student 2 years ago, and with their idea, we entered the Falling Walls Lab in Ukraine and took first place out of the whole country, giving us an invitation to the international finals. At the international finals, my partner took home Young Innovator of the Year, beating people from Harvard University and all over the globe. The other members of our team include Brian Roloff, who is crucial in developing the prototype. He's an engineering student at Michigan Tech. And the rest of our team is based out of Ukraine. We have a kick-butt team of coders and a kick-butt team of software developers. Thank you very much.
Did you bring the prototype with you?
The pillow is halfway across the world in Ukraine because the competition that we just won at was, actually, the international finals were in Germany, but it is currently in Ukraine.
Whenever I come across a company that I really like, and I see them doing some really cool stuff that seems, once you look at it, fairly obvious, the first question I ask is, why hasn't anyone else done it? And usually the question is because it's patented, locked tight across the board, and I did a quick check, and sadly to report that almost everything you're saying you're going to do is patented. So how are you going to deal with licensing and or litigation issues?
We've developed our own software that does this, so they may have patents on their original ideas, but if we have our own software, if we have our own product, we're safe.
You may want to check that.
So I take it there's sensors built into the pillow.
Absolutely. Are you familiar with the
sensors
EEG
that are
Sensors, speakers, music, alarm, everything's patented, pretty much.
So if you, and you can get past that with licensing, but I'm curious how you're going to deal with that and the costs associated with that.
Lawyer.
Yeah. So testing, have you done testing? Have you?
Yes, we have done testing. We have currently one working prototype that we have used at the competitions. I currently have no experience with it because it is halfway across the world, but from what my understanding, it is working perfectly.
How about from a comfort standpoint? I mean, you mentioned that's a big issue. What do you have to prove that?
No, and that's one thing that I was originally a little skeptical at first too when we were coming up with the idea. I don't want to sleep on a speaker, but the way we designed the pillow, the speaker's actually built in, and it's small. So I mean, we're not looking to bump the whole room, you know. We're looking to put people to sleep. So the speaker is small enough so you will not be uncomfortable.
So this is a pillow you designed, or is this a pillow you bought and retrofit with your sensors? Sorry.
This is a pillow we did design.
Thank you. Yep, so we can try it out really quick.
Check, check. Check, check. Check, check.
Make it sound.
Check, check.
Okay, so I'm gonna open it up. Oh, so let's practice this really quick. Should I give it a couple clicks? Yep, there you go. Okay. Come back. All right, so I'll open that up once we're done with the video. Okay, up next we have Kids Run Wild. I will give the judges a couple seconds because I see some heads down.
He's
Yeah, we
he's starting it. We got it. Thank you.
Okay, and the judges look ready, so
Childhood obesity is a problem that affects up to 33% of our kids. Throughout the last decade, I've created marketing strategies for healthcare organizations that have increased millions of dollars of revenue for Wisconsin businesses. I know what it takes to motivate people, and the effort we're putting forth to decrease obesity is not working. I'm an ultramarathon runner. That means that there are days that I run all day long. Yet I have a problem motivating my daughter to move. She would rather play on her iPad than exercise. I've combined my passion for endurance with my business acumen, my business acumen to create Kids Run Wild. Positive reinforcement makes our children feel validated and confident. Kids Run Wild is designed to motivate children to run and to reduce that staggering 1 in 3 statistic. I want to encourage all kids to want to make healthy decisions. And surprisingly, Kids Run Wild is the first of its kind to be targeted towards children. So kids qualify by achieving a grade level goal. They pay their membership dues, and then they get prizes throughout the year. Kids love prizes, and they love mail. The first prize is a t-shirt. It's comparable to the reason why marathon runners strive to earn a Boston Marathon jacket. You don't just get that jacket, you have to earn that jacket, and your peers know it. The same holds true for Kids Run Wild. You can learn more about this on the handout that I gave you, but I'm working with some of the most brilliant business people I could have dreamt up to, and one of them just happens to be another running marathon mom. Speaking of moms, our market is exploding. There's been a 950% increase in female runners over the last 25 years. That's a whole lot of running moms, and those are the moms that are making the purchasing decisions. There's a model similar to ours called Marathon Maniacs. They have 50,000 members, but they're targeted towards adults. Our business model includes a $30 membership fee, 10% which goes to the school of the child, and $14 cost of goods sold, which leaves us a 43% margin. That's a strong margin, but there's actually room for it to grow as the business matures. Marathon Maniacs charges $40 per member, and that doesn't even include the t-shirt. So we'll be marketing to schools, running events, and healthcare partnerships. I'm most excited about partnering with the healthcare because I already have relationships with some of the most prestigious hospitals in the world. And they're all chasing wellness initiatives. In fact, it was a hospital that recommended that I white label this. Our startup expenditures are about $20,000. Our break-even forecast is less than $1,600, and I can do that. But I will need angel funding. If you decide to be my angels tonight, it'll be enough to launch this business, create jobs, and have a nationally recognized business from Wisconsin take off at lightning speed. So the most important validation that I received was 2 weeks ago when I told my son if he runs 2 miles that he'll get a sheet of stickers. He did it, he told his sister, and then a moment later I heard stomping feet come toward me that said, "Mom, I wanted to run with you, why don't you run with me?" I had to hide my smile and say, "Honey, do you want to run?" And she came with me, we ran together. It was every mom who runs dream to run with her kids.
So So I'm familiar with Girls on the Run. My wife tried to get it started at our local elementary school and really struggled with it. How is this going to be any different than a program like that?
That's actually quite a bit different. That's actually creating community running events. You have to find mentors and community support. This is something that's a lot more scalable because it's basically a membership saying that to be a member, you had to achieve this goal. You achieve this goal, you're a member. There's not all of those coordination pieces. For us, it's pretty much it's a t-shirts, it's bumper stickers that say "My kid runs wild," that kind of thing. So it's actually quite a bit of a different business model. The Marathon Maniacs is more aligned with what we're doing.
So you're not having events or holding events or
No, we are not holding events. We'll be partnering. It's more of a brand of we'll talk to events to promote them and they'll promote us. So for example, I'll go to the biggest conference, which is Running USA in LA in a couple of months, and all of the different runs will be there. So I'll say, here, if you get these kids to sign up for this program, you'll get 10% of each of the memberships. I started just by networking with Disney, on Facebook. I wanted to contact one, and I went big right away. So I contacted the Disney Marathon 2 days ago and said, hey, would you promote this for us? And they put it on their Facebook page, so it was really exciting. So that was one of one. There's a market for it because the more kids that run, the more entry fees they get. So it's a great partnership together, but I'm not actually managing the races.
Do they have to run in a race to get this award, or can
They
they just run?
have to run anywhere. So
How do you document that?
It's a mentor, a parent, a teacher. They have to sign up. It's a honor system type of thing.
The $30, tell me about that.
The $30 is based on, well, I've asked a lot of people what they would pay. Me as a mom, I feel like I pay $30 a day to something everywhere, so $30 is...
Thank you. Do you want to test out how do you, did you get the point? Yeah, did you get, right, did you get the clicker? Right here. So you just want to test it out really quick, do a couple mic checks too. So, yep, I'll come back. Do a couple mic checks, just talking to
Check, check.
Yep, sounds good.
Testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Sounds good. Okay, and last but not least, we have anchor shock. I'll give the judges just a couple of seconds. Looks like they're finishing up. They look good to go. You can just watch that timer right there.
Boaters and fishers are constantly faced with the problem of anchoring their boats in rough or windy conditions due to their anchors being pulled loose. This can ruin a day spent fishing when your boat is pushed off of your hotspot, or on the sandbar when your boat is blown into your neighbor's boat. In the past, people have used heavy anchors or chains to fix this problem. These are both heavy and hard to handle and can damage your boat. The solution is anchor shock. In the past 2 years, we have sold over 2,000 units and are in 30 Mills Fleet Farm stores. Here's how it works.
The problem? Trying to anchor your boat when the lake is this rough. The solution is anchor shock. First, attach the anchor shock loop to the cleat on your boat. Put your anchor in the lake. Simply clip the anchor shock hook to the loop and watch the anchor shock go to work. There it is, an anchor shock absorber that reduces the pull on the anchor rope by 50%. Problem solved. Anchor shock is the solution.
The anchor shock eliminates anchor drag by reducing the amount of pull on the anchor rope by over 50%. This allows you to use lighter weight anchors, which greatly benefits older boaters and fishers. We are helping save the environment by causing less damage to the lake bottoms and saving your favorite fishing hotspot. There are over 12 million boats registered in the U.S. alone. 95% of these boats are under 26 feet in length, which is what the anchor shock was designed to be used on, boats ranging from 16 to 26 feet in length. We advertise our product in the Mills Fleet Farm Flyer. We advertise on fishing blogs and other sites like Walleye Central and Lake Link. We sponsor a fishing show based here in Wisconsin. We do co-op advertising with other niche fishing products. This spring, we're going to offer a cash bonus to the salesman at our distributor that can sell the most product. And we also use coupon codes on both Facebook and on TV to track where our purchases are coming from. I started the company in 2012 in my junior year of high school, and I'm the CEO. My brother, David, is our CFO, an accounting major here at UW Oshkosh. My brother, Mike, is our COO and a supply chain management graduate from Oshkosh. My dad is our sales advisor and a professional fisherman. My mom is the chairman of the board that keeps everyone in line. This year, we have done $8,000 in sales online. We did $18,000 through distribution. $15,000 of this was at Mills Fleet Farm in 30 stores, where we did about $500 per store. Next year, we plan on doing $10,000 online. At Mills Fleet Farm, we are hoping to do $800 per store based on getting a late start in the stores last year, for a total of $24,000 in sales. We also plan on getting Shields All Sports as a distributor, or as a retailer next year, and doing about $500 per store in 25 stores, which would be $12,500 in sales. This spring, we also plan on launching on Amazon. We only have one known competitor to our product. We use a heavier half-inch cord instead of a 3/8-inch cord that allows it to be used on a bigger boat, as well as stainless steel components instead of plastic. Our product is custom orange color instead of black, but we have a similar price point to them. We have tested our product over 500,000 stretches, and there are no problems. It's made here in the USA in Appleton, Wisconsin, and we also allow custom ordering through our website. Next year, we need a minimum of $14,000 to better market our product. We have the capital to fund this, but we do not have the capital to fund our purchase orders as well. Here is a testimonial from one of our customers to show that the Anchor Shack truly does work. Thank you.
Have you talked to the Walmarts of the world, Cabela's, folks like that?
We have not talked to Cabela's yet. We have talked to Bass Pro, but at this time they're not interested.
So what's the cost to make it?
To make it is about $7, just in parts and labor.
And you sell it for?
We sell it at wholesale for $12 and retail is $24.
So a lot of trolling motors today have GPS devices on them that basically can keep you where you need to be, and you alleviate all of what you're saying, tearing up the bottom of the lake and whatnot. So how are you kind of get around that?
So we have that same feature in our boat too. But the problem is in really rough conditions, it causes your boat to actually spin in circles and not really stay exactly where you want to stay. So when you're bobber fishing, you're dragging your lines all over the place. And then if you're fishing with multiple people, sometimes they get crossed.
Okay.
So did you see this from your competitor first, or did you truly invent this?
We did not see it. We found out about our competitor actually after we started. It was one of a family friend's idea. Then we took it and started it as a business.
So again, what would you use the money for?
For packaging, we definitely need it, and that would be equipment and design.
Do you have a warehouse setup that you're doing this out of right now?
We have a shop actually at our house. It's 800 square feet that we produce all this in.
Do you have board meetings with the family?
Family dinners.
It's a good presentation.
All right, how cool is that? So if we can get one big round of applause for all the contestants who came up here. At this time, I'm going to ask the judges to please follow Colleen out into the hallway and decide on the top 3 winners. Except for you, Craig, if I could have you kind of hang out behind this wall, we'll get you mic'd up for the Q&A. And in the meantime, we have another little cool announcement that we're going to make. I'd like to invite 2 leaders from the Entrepreneurship Club up here. Mark Busko, who is the president of CEO, and Sam Sass, who is the vice president of CEO. You guys can come on up. Craig, you can just come over here. We'll get you right. All right, so we have a couple announcements real quick, and then we'll find out who the winners are in a couple minutes. And I'll hand it over to you, Mark. Feel free.
All right, thanks everybody.
today was an amazing day. I mean, tonight was an amazing day. I mean, can we all, yes? Yeah. Pretty incredible, right? So in just a few minutes, you guys will find out first, second, and third, but until then, we wanted to talk a little bit about the student aspect of this whole event, our CEO Club, so the Collegiate Entrepreneurs Organization. But before we do that, I wanted to invite up our Mayor of Oshkosh, Mayor Cummings, to say a few words about today. Today is especially special in Oshkosh. So today, November 19th, is proclaimed as Student Entrepreneurship Day in the city. So Mayor Cummings is going to say a few words about entrepreneurship, student entrepreneurship in Oshkosh, and proclaim today as Student Entrepreneurship Day.
Had this program been in place when I was a student here a few decades ago, I would not have run my first business as a nonprofit, which I found in later life is a different business model than I went through. The proclamation, like all proclamations, has a lot of whereas and so forth. I'll just hit upon some of the highlights that we talked about when we did the presentation, the proclamation on the 10th of November at our council meeting. But what we're saying is America is known around the world as a country that empowers the inventor and the innovator. And we're encouraging the citizens of Oshkosh to celebrate the spirit of innovation that has fueled more than 2 centuries of American progress and promises to drive us forward in the years to come. For those of you who live in Oshkosh or wherever you live, there's a lot of companies of various sizes in Oshkosh. The largest is Oshkosh Corporation, Bemis, Hoffmaster. All those companies were started by a person with a vision and a passion for what he was doing. If you go back 150 years, the city of Oshkosh was founded on lumber. And again, those lumber mills, which became major producers, and they built a city, they built a state, they built a country, were founded by 1 or 2 people that had a vision and a passion for what they're doing. And that's the lifeblood of this country and our growth. It's the vision and passion that a person has, such as these students, in their ideas and to move forward. So today is Student Entrepreneur Day, and I encourage all of you not to run as a nonprofit. So,
thank you, Mayor. Thank you. Round of applause. So today's special, as you guys can see, and what's so cool about everything that we have done tonight is it all started by students. So 5 years ago when Jordan Rhodes started this organization, it was because many students kept coming to him because they wanted to start a business. And so because of the students, we have all this that we have today. It's hard to believe that we started this contest 3 years ago and it's grown to the scale that it is today. And it's because all the folks in the room, all the students that have come to Jordan, come to CEO, have interest in entrepreneurship, have a passion for entrepreneurship, small business. And we just want to give you guys the tools, the resources, and the experiences and the mentors to connect all that for the students here. So you guys are truly at a special place by calling UW Oshkosh home. So I want to turn over to Sam Sass, our Vice President of CEO, to talk a little bit about how all the students in the room, sorry parents and special guests, how you can get more involved with CEO going forward.
Thanks, Mark. As Mark mentioned, my name is Samantha Sass. I'm the Vice President of the CEO Club. We would just like to welcome you all students to apply for our board for the spring semester. If I could please have the current board stand up and be recognized for all the hard work they've done to make this event run smoothly. So there are a few people, behind the scenes, but as you can see, we have a pretty large board. As I said, everybody is welcome to apply. It is open to all majors and all students. Some of the benefits of being on the board is just, great networking opportunities with CEOs, quick opportunity for advancement. And if you're interested in joining this wonderful board, our application is currently out. There is a link above. You can also find it on our Facebook page and our Twitter page, facebook.com/UWOCEO. All applications are due by November 29th, but as I mentioned, if you're interested, you can come down and see any one of the officers after the event.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. We're going to turn it back over to Jordan.
Thank you, guys. Okay, how cool is that? We get our own day for student entrepreneurs. I think it's really cool that the city is kind of stepping up and doing something like that. helps really bridge the gap between the community and our campus here. Up next, we have another thing that's really cool, and that is a little bit of a Q&A session with Mr. Craig Culver himself. For those who don't know him, Craig is an alum of UW Oshkosh. He started his first restaurant after he graduated and is now up to 557 locations, if I heard the number right, in Kansas City. He is a great mentor and friend of mine, so let's please give him a very, very big welcome.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Jordan. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, thank you. I'll just give you a short little picture of kind of where we've been and where we're going. I've been in the restaurant business since I was 11 years old. You saw a picture of a little A&W here before the presentations, and that's how my family got started in the business. But you know, talk about entrepreneurism. I'm not sure if I wasn't as entrepreneurial as my father was, I don't believe, because my father in 1961 bought that little A&W drive-in, and he knew nothing about the restaurant industry. And I'm not sure that's so smart, by the way, but that's what happened. And my father was actually in the dairy business, and we had to move away as a family because he got promoted, and the children, I don't know what I was at the time, 9 years old or something like that. My brother was 7 or 8, and we whined so much when we had to move away from our beloved Sauk City and Prairie to Sac that my father started looking for an opportunity to move back to Prairie to Sac and Sauk City. And he found this little A&W drive-in, not knowing a thing about the business. My dad put all the chips on the table. Everything he had, he put on the table. And he took over this little A&W drive-in, along with my mother, of course. My mom is from this area. Mom is from Pickett, Wisconsin, if anybody knows where Pickett. I hope many of you that live in the area went to school at Ripon High School and stuff. But my mother was not an entrepreneur whatsoever. She was one of 13 children that grew up on a dairy farm in Pickett, Wisconsin. Not one of those children ever got in the business for themselves. It just wasn't part of their DNA, but it was part of my father's DNA. And the two of them together, they were a perfect fit for business and life as well. But Dad buys this little A&W, and kind of the joke is, you know, we have a 17-week training program at Culver's before you open your own business. When somebody goes through our franchise training, they go through 17 weeks of training with us. Well, when my dad bought the little A&W, now mind you, it wasn't rocket science, but it was hot dogs and hamburgers and root beer and french fries is what it was, and car hop service and things like that. But when he bought it, the owner that he bought it from was supposed to stay on for 2 weeks training him and Mom in the business. Well, he never showed up. That's a true story. Never showed up. And like I said, it wasn't rocket science by any means, but you know, for my father and mother to learn how to operate the soft serve machine, the beverage system, turn the grills on, the fryers, and do all the things that it takes to run a little business, they had no training whatsoever. Well, Culver's is a little different, you know. And as I got in, you know, by the way as well, I never wanted to be in the restaurant business. I got a degree in biology. Do you see that? What is with that? No business degree, no hospitality degree. I never wanted to stay in the restaurant business. And we had a number of businesses prior to me graduating from college. And, you know, it was never my dream to stay in the business, mainly because I didn't want to be my mom and dad. And I didn't want to work as hard as they worked either. The restaurant business is much like farming. It's 7 days a week. It's early in the morning till late at night, 7 days a week. And I wanted a life is what I wanted. You know, I wanted some weekends off, some nights off here and there. But guess what? Here I am. I've been in the restaurant business ever since I was 11 years old. And I'm older than that now. I'm much older than that now. And I love the business, but honestly, what I've loved about the business so much, you know, I love the Butterburger, I love the frozen custard. By the way, where did frozen custard come? Where did the idea come from? Leon's Frozen Custard when I was in college here. That's where the idea came from. The Butterburger actually came from Milwaukee, Wisconsin from years ago. But our business, and like any business, all the presentations we saw today, it's not just about the product, it's how the product is served as well. How the experience is created. It's so crucial. You know, I've said this so many times that, you know, we're not necessarily in the frozen custard and Butterburger business. What we're in is the people business. That's what we're in. And I believe that's such a competitive edge. If you've got somebody serving whatever the product is with a please and a thank you and a smile and a my pleasure attitude that comes from the heart. I believe that's what it's about. And man, if you got that and you got the great product as well, I think you got something. I really think you got something. So guys and gals, it's not just about the product. It's how it's served. And how it's served with a please and a thank you and a smile, and then backing it up. And honestly, you know, I'd give their money back is what I would do. I would do that. Because that's the right thing to do, right? That is the right thing to do. And it's pretty important for us to do the right thing. So, you know, here we are today. Yes, as Jordan said, we've got 557 restaurants. And honestly, when we opened the first Culver's in 1984, I wish I could tell you I had this grand plan. There was no grand plan. I just wanted to get through that first year and make a buck is what I wanted to do. In the first year at Culver's, we lost tons of money. You know, my dad was my partner. And Dad, my parents are now deceased, but Dad's using very colorful language, by the way. And you know what I'm talking about? This damn thing! Because we lost lots of money in that first year. But you know what? We pulled together as a family and as a team, and somehow or another, we got through that first year. So the message is, you know, you may make mistakes. You may fail, as a matter of fact, and you will fail. But you don't give up. Not if you believe in what you're doing. Not if you truly have passion for what you're doing. You get back up and you go back at it again. And I said I didn't want to work 7 days a week and that type of thing. Guess what we were doing? You do whatever it takes within the ground rules of fairness. You do whatever it takes. So, you know, one of the things my dad said to me before he died a number of years ago, and we probably had 200-300 restaurants at the time. He said, Craig, it's not important how many restaurants you have. What's important is how many good restaurants you have. And I found out over the years how you get good restaurants, or you get good anything. You got to have leadership. You got to believe in what you're doing with people that believe in it as well. People that do know how to say please and thank you and mean it. It's got to be genuine. So, as I was alluding to, you know, we're at 557 restaurants today, and like I said, I never had a dream, but here we are. We're in 22 states. We're going to be opening in Georgia, North Carolina here after the first of the year, and we got a lot of restaurants in the pipeline as well. And so I just have been very, very blessed. I passed on the CEO position this past June. I'm now the chairman of the board, like your mom, by the way. And by the way, the CEO really runs the company, by the way. That is true, but it's been so much fun. And what I really do enjoy about our business, yes, I'm a foodie and I love the whole food aspect of it, but it's kind of fun to put smiles on faces and to work together with your team and to meet the goals that you set. That's what's fun. And that's what I have enjoyed over all the years that I've been in business. So now, after I'm done with my sermon, who's got a question?
So with all the advances in technology, our ability, the younger generation, to get information, what would you recommend for the people that want to start a business to get started? What is their best to start? Make a beginning.
I will tell you this. You know, I had a gal that called me that was down from University of Florida or something. She was in Kansas. I was at the CEO event that Jordan and the team Oshkosh was there, and she called me up, and she's got an idea for her business, and you know, I don't have the answer necessarily for you, but the driving force has got to be your passion. It's got to be something you really believe in and you love, and it's something that even if you will fail, you're going to is so important in what you want to do. And that's what's going to drive you forward. And you know, it's not always about making money either. It isn't. I found many people that have passion toward charitable organizations, working with them. They're never going to make a lot of money. Teachers, unfortunately, are probably never going to make a lot of money without great teachers, you know? They have a passion for what they do. So it's not all about money, ladies and gentlemen. It really isn't. Oh, heck, we'd all love to have lots and lots of money. It doesn't buy happiness. It doesn't. Your passion buys happiness. That's what you should strive for, always, I believe. Yes, sir?
How many culverts did you have before you built your franchise model?
I had a restaurant. We franchised our first one in 1987 in a community not far from here, and we failed. We failed with our very first franchise, but we had 3 restaurants at that time. And after opening, that was 1988, is when I got a letter from the people we franchised to. Got a letter from their attorney saying my client doesn't want to be part of this story any longer. He wants out. He doesn't need us. You know, it ripped a hole in my heart is what it did, because I'm tears in it. And after that event, I said, I'm never going to franchise again. Well, you know, time heals wounds, fortunately. But we're glad it does, by the way. Well, a couple years later, I get a letter in the mail from a family from Wisconsin Dells, and they wanted to franchise from us. And you know, when you're bringing partners into your business, because that's what franchising is, you're bringing partners into your business, you better know who they are, what their expectations are, and they have to know what your expectations are as well. That's a partnership. And in partnerships as well, there's going to be differences of opinion, and that's okay. My dad and I were great partners, as a matter of fact. He was always wrong, I was always right. But and you move on. That's a good partnership, is what it is. But we had 3 restaurants before we franchised the first one. And the first successful franchise was in Baraboo, Wisconsin in 1990. And that was the Wakefield family, the ones that sent me that letter. And they're still with us yet today, and they're involved in about 20 restaurants with us today. So, thank you. You know, it's hard for me to, I don't know who to choose, so whoever had their hand up first, go ahead.
What's your favorite flavor of the day?
What's that?
What's your favorite flavor of the day?
You know, I get to ask that every single time. I say vanilla. But, you know, as far as flavors of the day, I'm a classic flavor guy. You know, the butter pecans, the butter brickles, and those type of flavors, instead of the foo-foo ones so much. So. Yes, sir. That's a great question, and honestly, you know, all the mistakes I made, I'd eliminate all of them, but you know what I found out as well is, guess what? You learn from your mistakes, don't you? You learn from your mistakes and you correct them on the way. So I can't say I'd change anything, because I really don't know what I'd change. I really don't, but I've made tons of mistakes, made lots of them. So. And there is an answer to that question. If we put a Culver's on campus, it would have to be run by, who takes care of food service here? Company like that? Sedex. Is anybody from there in the crowd? We won't franchise to a group like that. We just won't. I don't, you know, we have a certain culture at Culver's. We want to maintain that. And honestly, they have no true allegiance to any brand. They just open it. There it's all about the money, is what it's all about. I believe, anyway. I might be wrong. But we have 2 restaurants in town, as you know. One in Kylia, which was torn down and being rebuilt right now, and then, of course, the one on the west side. That's a good answer, wasn't it? What was the next?
Address so I can send you an invoice. I happen to be the owner of Vieth.
Oh! You know, we've never met, have we? We have never met. Hey. I was there about a year ago. Had a hot dog and a vanilla cone. So, you know, I love all the old frozen custard places. As you know, Milwaukee is the mecca for frozen custard. How many Milwaukeeans in the group? Yeah. Some great custard places. As a matter of fact, where the Butterburger came from, there was when we had one of the restaurants back in the early 80s, it was a little supper club, and it was right before we got the A&W back, which became Culver's Frozen Custard. But I was sitting down at the bar having a beer with that little golf ball. and the friend we were conversing about old drive-ins, and he was from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And he mentioned to me that he grew up by a little drive-in in Milwaukee called the Milky Way Drive-In. And they serve the Butterburger. And I know there's other places in state, Kroll's in Green Bay have the Butterburger, and Sully's in Milwaukee also have the Butterburger. But the Milky Way serve the Butterburger, he told me. And when he said that, a light bulb went off. And I said, man, if I ever get the chance. Well, when we sold the A&W for the last time, we sold it on a land contract. And so we're the banker in the deal. And if something goes awry in the deal, we'll end up getting it back. And that's exactly what happened. In 1984, we got it back, and we decided to defranchise, and that's not a word I like to use around my operators, by the way, but we decided to get rid of all the A&W stuff, the oranges and browns, paint everything blue and white, and put frozen custard in, and bought a machine from Ron Schneider from Leon's, and July 18th, 1984, you know, almost 31 and a half years ago now, we opened up. And just about failed in that first year as well. Nice to meet you, by the way. Really nice to meet you. That's not what you serve custard.
We'll do one more question. Last question.
All right. I don't care. We'll take two more questions, okay?
At what point did you realize that you had created a successful company?
I'm not, you know, we are a successful company, quite successful as a matter of fact, but I don't look at it that way. I like to think of us, and I was just talking about this the other day, I like to think of us as the overachiever. I like to think of us as the little guy, always going after the big guy. And by the way, it said Dairy Queen was our #1 competitor. No, all those people that were listed up there are our #1 competitor. But I like the mindset of doing whatever it takes, and that's being the overachiever, the person that's going to do whatever it takes to be successful. That's just how I feel about it. Sir?
Can you just talk briefly about the change in marketing when you started to what marketing is like now?
Well, I'll tell you right now, the best marketing in the world is still word-of-mouth advertising, and whether that's on YouTube, because that's a form of word-of-mouth advertising as well. But that was our marketing. And so that first year when we opened in Sauk City, Wisconsin, nobody knew what frozen custard was. Nobody knew what a Butterburger was. We had no money to advertise. I mean, that wasn't in the cards. So the best advertising was, let's take care of our guests when they come in. Let's take care of our guests. Well, today, you know, I think our ad budget today is $33 million, I think it's at. And, but you know what? If you put all that advertising up on TV and stuff, and you don't take care of your guests when they come in, guess what? They'll go someplace else. So just because we spend all that money doesn't guarantee you anything. You got to take care of your guests when they come in your restaurant. Thank you, everybody.
You can stay down here to announce the winners right now. So if you can just hang out over here.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Okay, so we actually are now going to announce the winner. So if we can have the judges please come down and stand by Craig.
And while they're coming down, I just want to give a shout out to Michael and the support for you, everything you've done technically for us, getting us online and everything else. So thank you very much for your support. Appreciate it. And as you know, this is tough. You've watched these presentations. There's obviously only 3 winners, People's Choice Award, 4 winners, but know that every single one of these teams have access if they desire to be part of our accelerator or one-on-one consulting. This is not over, so thank you everybody for participation.
All right, so first we're going to do our People's Choice Award. This is the first time we tried it out, and we got a lot of feedback, a lot of results, so I'm very excited to share that our first ever People's Choice Award winner is, can I get a drum roll? Dylan Parks, golf shots.
Congratulations. Oh, was it congratulations? They voted. No, they didn't. You're right. My mistake, you're right. All right, third place. We have Scott Golan and Anchor Shot. Congratulations, nice job. Very good. Second place, Dylan Parks and golf shots.
Now he shakes her hand.
No, he does. Now it's appropriate. And before I just announce the first place winner, I have a long story to tell you. No, just kidding. So what I'm going to ask is that all of the contestants afterwards come on down. We want to take some pictures with our panelists, so just to make sure that you do that as soon as we're done. This was a unanimous vote for the first place, and we need another drum roll. First place goes to Rich, Roehrick, and Reeville. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you so much for attending. They'll be around if you have any networking or you want to chat with them. Contestants, come on down.